like obviously second half of the game the other day, and went back and looked at the film, kind of exactly what happened, and kind of what was the consensus of what went wrong and what y'all need to correct with that?
We got back at 3 in the morning or something like that, and had the day off and spent the whole day watching Missouri, and spent the day today meeting on Missouri and practicing and watching film. And those guys obviously trying to catch up. So it seems like that was a week ago. To the best of my memory, early second half, I thought A&M, credit those guys, they're an elite defense, especially at home. We're all better defensively at home. They just ramped up their pressure a little bit. Created some live ball turnovers. I want to say 6 in the second half, if I'm not mistaken, which led to some points in transition, some easy baskets. And that's the difference in the game. Mm-hmm. It just is 18, 19 offensive rebounds for those guys, which if you go in there and do a phenomenal job, at least with us, currently with the job that we do on the defensive glass, you're still going to give up 14 or 15, but just a few too many, of course. And just had some empty possessions, but the easy ones they got off those live ball turnovers, I think, were the biggest difference in the game. Our guys continued to fight. Thought Silas played really well. They did a great job on Asa. We've got to be better against Missouri, or we'll get the same result. Missouri's a really good team.
You look bigger picture. Mm-hmm. There's been a few games this year shooting well in the first half and not being able to carry it over.
Yeah.
Is there anything that needs to be adjusted, things that need to be changed going forward?
Yeah, I mean, we reevaluate that. When we don't shoot it well, I put it on myself. I mean, it starts with me and our staff and the decisions we're making, who we're playing, and who we're getting shots, when and where, and what actions we're running, and how they're defending us, and what changes they may or may not be making. Some of it is simply the other team playing downhill in front of 15,000 at home, and their confidence level, their intensity just increasing because things are going well. And a lot of times, again, that's us throwing them the ball. Our ball security's gotten better over the past month. I feel more confident going into games that we won't have as many live ball turnovers. That said, here comes another elite defense. So we just got to continue to improve.
How are you framing things with your guys? With, I think, 6 games to go in the regular season. Trying to get where you guys want to be at the end.
Missouri. That's it. We're not talking about anything more than Missouri. I know that's not the answer anyone's looking for. I'm just being honest with you. That's all we talked about today. And really, we talked about them to a certain extent, but more so talked about the things we're going to do in practice today and what we've got to get better at, and some of the things that cost us the other day. Didn't talk a lot about that game. But this time of year, probably watching less film on the previous opponent and more so doing more flushing and more thinking about us. We're back home, guys are in class and come off a tough one, long trip, got home really, really late, of course, we talked about. So turned our attention to 99% Missouri today. And I should say 75%, 24% us, and 1% the last game. But continue to work on some skill level stuff, and what puts us in the best position to have a chance to win one down the stretch in this league these days, which is very difficult. Again, another high-level team. Missouri can make a run in the NCAA tournament. They're really good.
Looking at Missouri, very effective offensively. What stands out about the way they attack on offense?
They play with a high level of confidence, and they've got great spacing. They've got some elite shooting, of course. They've got some downhill players. They put pressure on the rim. They draw a ton of fouls. They convert at the foul line. Starts with some of the live ball turnovers that they create, so they get some easy ones. They're deep. They play hard. They seem very connected. It's a really good team. It's just they've got some balance offensively too. It's not 1 or 2 guys you can do a good job on. They've got 8, 9, 10 guys that can hurt you on the offensive glass. That can defend you. Switchability defensively, changing defenses. They're a tough prep like every team in this league.
So you don't have Tyron and Dakota back for this game?
I don't know. Dakota went today. We'll evaluate, see how he felt. Tyron didn't go.
It's an ankle for Dakota. It's a hamstring for Tyron?
Yes.
It's sort of been a running theme with this schedule, but to get this game at home, I mean, obviously the competition is what it is, but to have this on the segment, how big is that?
Huge. Every home game's huge. It gives you a better chance, but every road game's huge because if you can get one, you're in business, Wish you could get them all at home. Everyone feels a little more comfortable. Generally speaking, everyone plays a little bit better at home. But Missouri's been really good on the road. We broke through Georgia Tech, of course, but in league, it's been a little harder for us. But obviously, any team in our league would rather play at home, and we certainly would.
What does that change for you again when you don't have Tyree, you don't have Dakota, as far as
we're not
guard need to play? I mean, y'all not really. I know y'all probably not focused on that per se. But
no, you can't. I mean,
yeah.
We're not going to sit here and talk about being undermanned and woe is me. Got a couple guys banged up. Opportunity. And we went into the last game talking about the fact that guys throughout these long seasons, especially these young guys, man, I wish I had an opportunity. If I was out there, this is what I'd do. Well, here's your opportunity. So that's a challenge to some of these guys that are playing a few more minutes or getting any opportunity at all that may have not gotten an opportunity at this point, to see what they do with it. And then certain other guys got to step up a little bit. And I thought offensively in the first half the other day, Blue and Silas did that. You could see that. They did a great job on Asa. We were unable to get RJ going a little bit, and the rest of our front court guys. Dylan's a guy that has got opportunity now too. Started him at a different spot the other night. Who knows what we do moving forward? But we've all just got to take advantage of. As long as we've got 5, there's no excuses. Let's do what we can with what we got.
Is Savo someone that could possibly, potentially, I don't know how he looked in practice recently, but someone y'all could possibly see some momentum in?
Yeah, possibly. Got to play well. He had decent practice today, and he's competing with his other guys. And do you play bigger? Do you play smaller? Had a couple looks the other day. Wish one of them would have gone down for him, especially as a true freshman in this league. But did some good things. His ball security in practice has gotten better over time.
Seems like Blue's kind of stepped up as a scorer in the last week or so. What are you seeing from him just from that standpoint?
Yeah, added confidence, added swagger, as Silas likes to talk about. And it's true. Blue just carries himself a little bit differently than he did a couple months ago, and certainly more so than or differently than he did as a true freshman. He finished pretty strong as a true freshman, and he's strung together. These past 2-3 weeks, he's gaining confidence, but you're always going to have a step back or a couple steps back, and against some of these defenses in this league, and can you move forward? Can you respond to that? But overall, the big picture with him is, and with Silas, is they're improving as sophomores.
Missouri's big. The transfer from Duke, is he someone that jumps out in the scouting report?
Yeah, he's a handful. He's drawn a lot of fouls lately. He puts pressure on the rim, drive it right, drive it left, offensive glass, can bust out and lead the break. Playing as an undersized 5, I don't know what position he is. He's that versatile, offensively and defensively, and he just presents a lot of problems on both sides. Hard playing, swagger having guy. He's a really good player.
Any questions for Mike?